The college football coaching carousel is already getting crazy. And the season really ain't even over yet. Okay. We see that Lincoln Riley just shocked the football world by heading over to USC. That's after he told the reporter, not taking the LSU job. Okay, you're right. I guess you're right. Brian Kelly is leaving Notre Dame. I guess he don't want to look at football Jesus no more. Touchdown Jesus, excuse me.
That's right.
He heading on down to LSU, Death Valley. Okay. And JoJo's the team of his youth, the Florida Gators, is picking up a new coach, and Billy Napier, who has experienced a lot of success at University of Louisiana, otherwise known by a lot of folks as Louisiana Lafayette. But my brother Ray Cesar Leo, being a former news director, a former true journalist, he feeling some type of way about how this gets covered.
Yeah.
When it's the coach that's dipping out versus a player that wants to do the same thing. Yeah. Caesar, what you got for the people on this?
And look, man, it's always bothered me. And before I get too deep off into it, I will say the NCAA has made some strides in being more player friendly with their transfer portal, with the ability for players to monetize off of their own likeness. So I don't want to come off as the guy who just is angry for no reason. But man, when I tell you that everybody talks about these coaches moving around like we're ordering number 2s from McDonald's, like it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? That has always bothered me and will forever bother me. Because when a young man decides he wants to switch up and say, I don't want to, waste 3 years at a prestigious university. I thought that I was going to come in here and be a starter, or I thought that, I had an opportunity to shine, and I don't want to do that anymore. Now I just want to move back closer to home, or I want to go play for one of the assistants that I really liked at this other institution. We crush these guys. We crush them. Why can't you be loyal? Why can't you, be a man and understand hard work? Lincoln Riley is going to USC. By the way, I'm all for coaches being able to, pursue their goals as well. And if Lincoln Riley feels like he did what he had to do at Oklahoma and his time is up, chase the bag, brother. Get the bag. And I would much rather live in LA than Norman, Oklahoma. No shot at Oklahoma, but I'm just saying. What I have a problem with is everybody just forgetting that this man is reportedly taking his entire staff with him. So when we talk about players ruining a football program by leaving because you say, oh, you're a valued piece of this program, and now all of a sudden you're leaving and you're going to hurt the program. What did Lincoln Riley just do? If he's leaving and going to USC and taking all of his staff with him, that just decimated a program. And I don't care who it is. You can do that to Alabama. You can do it to Notre Dame. Brian Kelly's about to do that as well. It's going to take those programs years to get back on their feet. Why? Well, Lincoln Riley leaves, and now all of his commits, his top 5 and top 10 classes that were going to be at Oklahoma, you're going to see those top guys. We're already seeing those top guys, start to decommit. Because why? They want to play for the coach. We think it's all about, I want to play for Bama. I want to play for Florida. I want to play for Florida State. No, these young men are smart. They want to play for guys that can help them get to the league. So they want to go play for Lincoln Riley. It's smart on both accounts. But why is it that the coach gets a pass and the young man gets crushed? What's the guy's name over at Texas A&M? He makes me so mad that I can't even think of his name right now.
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher signed a 10-year deal at one point, I feel like, at Florida State. All right? Was one of the highest paid coaches at the time, left. Cam Akers from right here in Mississippi went to go and play for Jimbo Fisher. After 1 year, Jimbo Fisher leaves. Can Cam leave? He couldn't at the time. He couldn't. Why? Because he has bought into that system. And he, credit Cam Akers, stayed with that program. Became a fixture with that program. So kudos to him. But why is it that he has to suffer because Jimbo Fisher has aspirations? Again, I don't care that Jimbo Fisher left. If that's what he chose to do, he's a grown man. He can make grown man decisions. But let these young men do the same thing. Stop crushing them when they decide they don't want to play there anymore. It's equal opportunity. We can send guys off to fighting wars at 18. Let these men do what they need to do. That's the part that I'm over. I'm over it. So when we go and applaud Lincoln Riley, man, miss me with that. These young men deserve the same right to hop in that transfer portal and go to Ray Coleman Tech if they want to, right? Or they can go to Southern Miss and Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Let it be, man. Stop bagging on these young men. So I don't care about what these guys want. I'm gonna let y'all talk about the actual carousel part. What I'm over is these guys leaving and then nobody penalizing them. Because you want to penalize the young man for transferring, but you don't want to penalize these guys because last time I checked, players make that program and coaches do too. So if coaches can make $6 million here and $5 million here and $4 million here, the least we can do is yet let these young men make a couple of dollars off their own name and likeness and then go to whatever school they want to go to pursue their career as student athletes or as just an athlete. That's their choice too, if they just want to be an athlete. All right? You make enough money off their backs, let them do their thing too. I'm done.
JoJo, what are your thoughts, man, on how this coaching carousel is already getting turning, dog?
To be honest, I didn't see this coming. To be honest, I didn't know it would be this many coaches this quick.
Right.
Normally we would probably hear this after the bowl games, or this is like right before bowl season, and coaches are like
big name coaches.
And the thing is, for the players that's there, how do they really prepare for a bowl game now? You know this guy is not going to be here. Like if you're not going to the draft next year, you like, well, do I really go out here and give it my all this last game? I still got another year. I may need to protect my health. I want to talk about Coach Napier, though. To be honest, they've been kind of running the Sun Belt Conference the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Like this shows that hard work does pay off.
So what you saying, Joe?
What I'm saying,
what you trying to predict, Joe?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you what I'm saying, and then I'll tell you what I'm predicting.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I'm glad Coach Mullen gone.
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And what I'm predicting, I'm not going to go blasphemous because this is the SEC, and this would be a step up for him.
Okay.
They're going to beat Bama next year.
Oh, that man say out the gate. Joe, you might as well say they're going to win the SEC then.
I'm not going to be blasphemous, but I'm going to go ahead and come for the dynasty. I'm coming for the Kings of this off top.
I'm Joe.
Roll Tide gonna get rolled on.
I'm JoJo. I ain't gonna be blasphemous, but Florida gonna win the national championship next year. That's pretty much what he just said.
Well, hold on now. The number one team in the country right now is
Georgia
not
Bulldogs.
Alabama.
That's true.
The number one team in the country is a team that's over there in that SEC East with y'all. So what y'all finna do with them boys? Are you gonna put it on something with them?
With the world's largest cocktail party. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah,
I know they don't call it anymore, but that's what it is. Call it, Joe.
Oh, they just switched the name up. They don't call it that anymore.
You gotta be PC. You can't call it that anymore. We'll call it that.
Oh,
but they can't call it that.
They gotta stop this.
Well, I'm well aware that Georgia's number one.
Uh-huh.
That's why I said they're gonna be Alabama next year. And let's just be honest. I understand Bama, their record is still, top, right? But you can't tell me Bama they don't look the same.
Well, yeah, Auburn just took them down through there. That's true, and they lost to Texas A&M.
It's something different about them. They touchable.
Well, usually when that boy be touchable, he come back with a missile the next year or something, Joe.
Yeah, well, Joe, the man lost one game. Y'all boys tougher than Nick Saban said it. Nick Saban said to these, and I know Joe's not an Alabama fan, but to Alabama fans, he said, man, y'all are spoiled.
Joe spoiled too. He remember Spurrier. He think back to the old ball coach. You right. Don't spare him. You all right.
Yeah. I mean, this man loses one game, and people are like, Alabama falling out.
They falling off. Coach Napier. Let's go.
Hey, that guy went right back to they.
It went right back to it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Something you talked about, Joe, with the players in these bowl games. I was watching one of these games. Might have been an Ole Miss game. And they were talking about, the commentators now. I hope this guy doesn't sit out the bowl game. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about somebody that's possibly going to get drafted. Now, we don't want bowl season to be messed up like that. We just talked about one of the most notable coaches in all of the land, finna skip out on his team, take all his coaches with him during bowl season, and go make more money probably than he making in Oklahoma. And y'all telling a boy who at best he getting NIL money right now.
Yeah.
But you telling him that he would be wrong to sit out a meaningless, I ain't talking about in the playoff, where you can at least say, okay, we've been fighting all season. We got a chance to win a national championship. Ain't no telling if we gonna get a chance, if I get a chance to win a Super Bowl, even if I get drafted. But I got a chance to win one of them big old rings. I got a chance to be like Vince Young or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we talking about somebody playing in
the insert name here bowl.
The Wingstop, we got them thighs bowl.
Yeah.
We talking about the cheddar cheese bowl.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to go make millions, and the media gonna rip me. They gonna call me selfish. Scouts gonna question my loyalty to the team.
That's what I'm talking about.
My draft stock might take a little hit if I try to protect myself, but the coaches can skip out on the team that they've been preaching loyalty to all year, staying the course, doing this, doing that, and these boys ain't even finna coach the bowl game. That was so crazy to me about college ball. I can take a gig and leave for that gig because I got to get on the recruiting trail. Before the gig, my previous gig really is over.
Think
you
about
end
that.
the year with the bowl.
And then, Will, to your point, you being a coach, hey man, I do think Lincoln Riley is one of the premier coaches in college football.
Offensively, he did defense,
which means he was all in during the season. So he was doing the film with the kids, the off season, the chemistry building, and the motivation. What I mean by that is the yelling. So he was all in. Now he's gone. So if he checked out, why do you expect these young men to live at a higher standard than the adult in the room? That's the part that I can't figure out. We treat these young men like they're supposed to be better than Lincoln Riley. And some of them will be, by the way. Some of them will be better than Lincoln Riley. They'll be better men than Lincoln Riley. That's no shot at Lincoln. What I'm telling you is they'll be loyal. They'll stick around. When things go bad, there'll still be young men there because they love Oklahoma.
But if they transfer, let's say they want to get in the transfer portal because their coach left, they're going to get ripped on Twitter.
Yep.
They're going to get ripped. Now, you might say, I'm sure Oklahoma fans are ripping Lincoln Riley on Twitter.
Sure.
But he can get ripped all he want. He finna be in the Hollywood Hills probably, millions of dollars.
Making about $6-7
million. These kids who, I ain't no telling if they gonna get drafted, but they good for Big 12 football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they transfer, their mentions finna go crazy. Folks finna call them soft. You turn your back on the woo. Y'all, you gonna have some guys, you know, I ain't gonna say like me, but I'm just saying coaches.
Yeah.
Who gonna say, oh, this is a terrible day. I remember my day you stayed the course. You didn't transfer. You couldn't just hop up and leave. Y'all remember when they were discussing the transfer portal? Oh, yeah. You had all these coaches up here saying, oh, it's gonna ruin the game. Because now a kid is gonna see, if I coach him hard, he gonna want to leave. Well, you know what? Lincoln Riley looked at the fact that Oklahoma finna head to the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it.
And he knows every time he ran up against them SEC boys, what it was. Whether he had Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, you name it, whatever he had. When you ran up against them boys just one time a year,
yeah,
you were getting whooped. That boy didn't want to see that.
He didn't share that message with Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly, if he thought it was hard coaching at Notre Dame and coming up short 1 game, 2 games a year, man, you just wait until you play in the SEC West.
Now,
Come on, man.
with that boy coming down there, do y'all think this is hubris on the part of Brian Kelly? Because, again, y'all know how I felt about Notre Dame always getting into the playoff. They just ain't got the speed to match up against the SEC. We knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But do you think Brian Kelly is like, okay, I'm about to take my methodology and go down here to the SEC. I'm going to go down here and get that same recruiting pipeline that Orgeron had. And now I'm going to get some speed to go with my mind. And I'm going to come down here and take over the SEC.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you had a bully in school and the night before, you kind of knew that next day it was going to go down. And you in the mirror talking to yourself about how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But it don't quite go that way. That's what Coach Kelly will see. That's what he's going to see.
Yeah.
It's real down here, cuz.
It is. And look, for what it's worth, it is the right move for Brian. Like, if you consider yourself one of the best coaches in America, you got to come to the best conference, the best division in all of football. You have to do that. If you think you're as good as Nick Saban, then you need to go ahead and put yourself right in the same line of sight with him and measure up.
But
we'll see what happens.
Has Notre Dame lost that much lust? I've never really seen nobody leave Notre Dame for some. It's like Notre Dame, when I was a child, was they had their own games on NBC.
They still do. They still do.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you got that, the golden helmets. Like I said, touchdown Jesus. You had some lore there. Have they fell off that much in terms of in the minds of these young kids coming up playing 7-on-7 and all that kind of stuff, to where this head coach is leaving them to go to LSU? Ain't like he leaving there to go to USC, Alabama, one of these blue bloods. I guess LSU is a blue blood.
Well,
it's Notre Dame, bro.
I know. But to him, this is where you go back to that individual. To him, the SEC is the pinnacle for his profession.
That's the conference. That is the conference.
That's the conference for him. Which, to your point earlier, though, Lincoln Riley ducked and dodged the opportunity to come to the end all be all of college football. He said, I'm going to choose 70-degree weather. I can't argue with that, by the way, America. I'm going to choose Hollywood. Can't argue about that, America. And he has what it takes to bring USC back. Can't argue with any of that. What I'm saying is, his school was about to migrate to the realest conference in all of America. And he said, you know what? I'm good.
Well, I can't argue with this. He was dead wrong to sit up there and try to get an attitude with that doggone reporter. Okay, now you're not taking the LSU job, but less than 24 hours later, you left the school that you were at. Come on, bro.
Would you say
don't get no attitude with that, man. Just answer the question. No, I'm not thinking about
I'm focused on the bowl.
At this moment, I'm thinking about my kids. We just lost the game.
Yeah.
Or just say, I'm thinking about my kids. We just lost the game. Yeah. No, but that would have been a lie too, because you took the USC job less than 24. Them boys were crying after they lost Bedlam. They were crying, okay? Because in the state of Oklahoma,
he had already figured out where he was living at by then in LA.
Cause when that man came out there, what's the boy that said, I'm a man, I'm 40. From Oklahoma State.
Gundy.
Yeah. Gundy came out there with a cowboy hat on and shook that man's hand. And he probably said, good game. And Lincoln told that man, I ain't worried about this. I'll be at USC tomorrow.
See you around, man.
Hey, I'm going out here tomorrow, man. What you talking about? Worry about that.
I just want to say about Notre Dame, the last time I watched a Notre Dame game, Rudy played.
America, y'all chime in to tell us what y'all think about this coaching carousel. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
Makes a statement.